Yeah, it's good to be back. Obviously, that was a real kind of tough stretch of our schedule with travel, having to go to Bemidji, come back, play, go right out to Penn State, come back, play, and then go back out on the road to Bowling Green. We knew this was a critical point. It was going to be tough in terms of travel. More than anything, I'm happy with the way we've played. I think we're improving. It's frustrating for us not getting the results, but Friday night I think was probably our best team game. We played real well in a lot of different areas, and we did a good job of creating offense on Friday. Saturday it kind of escaped us a bit. We came out and we had a couple bad bounces early, and that they capitalized on, and it just seemed like it was one of those games where we couldn't get into our rhythm. But when we look back at it, you want to look at your team and see where we headed, and I still feel that there's a lot of guys that weren't playing their game early in the year that are really starting to find their rhythm. Again, Olivier Mantha was real good. I thought Mason had a real good weekend, probably his best weekend of the season, both nights. So I think when you get guys starting to perform at a higher level, good things are going to start to happen. But we're really excited to be back home here. We've got, I think, 5 weeks in a row where we'll be in the state of Alaska, and that's a very important stretch for us. We've got to rest up. Obviously, we've had a ton of injuries. We finished the game with only 10 forwards on Saturday night, so the injuries have been taking their toll. So this time at home and rest and staying off the plane and off the bus will be something that I think can help push us in the right direction. But these next two series are huge for us. The two teams right above us in the standings, and if there's a time for us to step up and get the job done, these are going to be the 2 weekends.
I feel like there's a belief factor that maybe wasn't there earlier. I mean, some of these games are closer. You go to overtime a few times, one against Bemidji, one against Huntsville, one against Bowling Green. Does that help the in-game mental stability of the team?
Yeah, I think when you're not getting results right away, you start to either question yourself or you question the process. And I think the one thing you can't do is ever kind of start to disbelieve in what we're doing. And I think the one thing that our team's been able to do, and I don't think our teams in the last 2 years had this characteristic. They had that ability to stick with it. And you want results, right? And when they don't come, it's really hard to kind of keep that focus the way you want to keep it. But our guys have done a really good job. Systematically, we are a much improved team. From all these different areas where we coach and we expect our team to play within a structure, we're really starting to understand that we're making less mistakes. And that's the reason that we're right in games and we have a chance to win. I think one of the big issues for our team has been the ability to create offense. And, you can point to a bunch of different factors, and I think the one that's the easy one to really pinpoint is the lack of chemistry and continuity we've had in our lineup. But I think the good thing is internally, the guys know that we're close. The guys know that every night we have a chance to win. We've got to clean up that one key mistake at the wrong time that ends up giving the other team a little bit of momentum. And if we can do that, which we're more than capable of doing, and we're starting to do it a lot better each and every night, we're going to start winning some of these hockey games.
In terms of line change, you said earlier a couple weeks ago you're still in practice, still going with 10 different lines or every day a different line. What have you kind of noticed, and does any line kind of stood out to you that maybe one will stick?
Yeah, we've the last 3 weekends we were able to go with 3 lines that stayed together. I think 2 of those lines have started to generate quite a bit of chemistry. Anholt's line right now, they've been able to chip in goals pretty consistently. I think until Saturday, that line, or at least Anholt, had a point in I don't know how many games, but he was generating. I felt very strongly that the line of Alexi Ionali, Nicholas Urbach-Holm, and Sean McTavish was starting to create some offensive chemistry together. And, Urbach-Holm scored on Friday night a real nice goal. And those guys have been creating some offense. But again, it's even within those games, we haven't been able to finish a lot of games with that being the line. One guy goes down, one guy gets hurt. We had a couple guys, not be able to play from Friday to Saturday, and a couple more guys that if we had the ability to sit them, they would have sat. But it's, I think we're changing less. But more importantly, it's because we've got 9 guys that are healthy and we're keeping those guys together, and it's because we don't have a lot of options right now. Austin Azerti is right around the corner coming back. Nils Rygaard's right around the corner coming back, and Dylan Hubbs. 3 guys that really drive our engine. They're energy players, and they're guys that are complement players and really can spark a line. So, some of those guys could be back this weekend. Most likely all of them back by next weekend, and that's going to be very important for us. It's going to allow us to create 4 lines that we think can go out and compete every night with any team in the country.
Well, we always have faith. It's just kind of tough when you're inches away from winning a game, or in our case, seconds, or it's just little things that matter, and we just have to get back on track and try and get the series straight.
How do you kind of do that, get back on track? What's it going to take?
Practice, I guess, each day. We just got to look into the little fine details, the minor mistakes we got to fix, and just minor things, and the bounces will go our way.
In terms of growth, how much progression do you think you've seen, since the start of the year until today, despite the fact the record may not show it?
Quite a bit, actually, considering we have injuries, which takes guys out of the power play or penalty kill, whoever they are. It's tough when you're on a new line, sometimes twice or 3 times a game or whatever it is, but we're just getting back into the, swing and details of it is going to be good. So that's about it.
And how big is it, as Coach pointed out, that these next few series that you're in Alaska, basically your home, how key is that to you and the rest of the boys?
It's always key when you're on home ice, and it's got to bear down, get the points that we need to get back in the mix of things. It's been hard being on the road so much, so being home is going to be nice. And we go back up to Fairbanks to finish it off before Christmas, so it's nice to be back in Alaska.